So I think we can agree that Burger Time doesn't really stand much of a chance of beating Short, but let's see what happens if he could have. Let's at least see what the end of the game was. How could you do that? How could you kill Short? Shut up. Alright, that's combat. Whether it was a monster or a god, it's dead. It's bullshit, is what it was. Console? Most of the commands on this console are written in a language unknown to you. There's two you managed to make out, however. Disable the ladder electric field, yes please. Enable secondary elevator power. So we can get the hell out of this place. And then just randomly invoke commands, leave a message on his Facebook. I'm stupid and I forgot to close my Facebook. Nothing happens. Doesn't have a Facebook account. Oh shit. The cube, the whole reason we got trapped in this hellhole. Let's be on our way. Let's get the hell out of here. The hell is that? You can't even get up there. What the fuck? Weird. So what? I guess we go tell the Faceless the good news. I guess they come to us. A familiar figure stands before you, addressing you without delay. Give us the cube. I never took it with me. I have the cube. Just take it. The Faceless carefully takes the cube from your hands. One of the soldiers hands him a metal box in which he places the cube, closing it soon after. They don't even use the fucking cube. We have no more business with you. He stops speaking, letting silence take over. As he observes you, as they all observe you, you begin to feel uneasy. However, your worry will soon prove to have been unjustified. He produces a strange medallion and hands it to you. This is for you. You are now free to leave. How? There is an elevator southwest of Hollow Earth. It is the only one functional that we know of. Alright, I'll nod and remain silent. The Faceless nods, during which the soldiers behind him move almost simultaneously and pass through the gate behind you one by one. The towering Faceless is the last one to do so. Behind me? Probably going to grind up Short to make some burgers. That's what I would have done. So there's an elevator southwest of Hollow Earth. Where the fuck is that? Oh, that's, I think if we go west from the lake. We can take our time down here now, since there's no creeping dread. Faceless medallion. What the hell is that? Some sort of secret decoder ring I can use if I get any messages. Imprinted upon this medallion is a circle split in four by the X symbol with perpendicular serifs. The medallion seems to be made of some material resembling rough stone in texture, but lacking its weight and frigidness. I think I've just been inducted to the X-Men. Burger time. Special power. He loves hamburgers. Oh, no, wait. We can't take the elevator just yet. We got to go help that terribly crippled girl. This elevator is completely broken. Yeah, see if they can wheel Laura Baker over to the fucking elevator. The girl that I thought was dead this whole time. Did you find Laura? I think she was maybe eaten by rat hounds. I was just kidding. I found her in the deep caverns, terribly burned by acid. Did anything else happen down there, Burger time? Burger doesn't want to talk about it. Just No one will know what happened down here. It's a secret Burger will take to his grave out of shame. My character build wasn't good enough. They live this way. All right. Hopefully they didn't leave her to die. Uh-oh. Maybe I should have asked some questions before the faceless left. Oops. Guess there's nothing left to do but take that elevator. Maybe they sent her up before me. That would have been nice of them. Or they ate her. Or I guess they made her join the X-Men. Acid face. Let me just cut through the gate here. Don't need to do any of that other wacky shit. Well, there's nothing wacky. There's no monsters left down here. That security robot might be wandering around still. No reason to fight him, though, so fuck that. That's Mushroom Forest? Wait, I'm lost already. Southwest of Hollow Earth, I'm lost already. It can't be the one in their town, because that's the broken elevator. So yeah, I think I go to the lake. Do-do-do-do. What's left? Yeah, really, all that's left for us up top is that stuff with the free drones, but I don't feel like doing that anymore. Let's just wrap it up. There's a disabled repair bot. I don't care. Man, could you imagine dying here? How horribly depressing would that be? Cannon combat at this time. Stop that. Ugh. Bit of the chilly willy. We're out of here, though. This is the place. There's the elevator. There's some random shit I dropped. You can stay here for the next poor bastard that gets trapped in the deep caverns. Goodbye. Going up. Hey, thanks for not helping, by the way, magical dude. A familiar shape materializes before you. You're startled, but as your previous encounter had shown, his presence, no matter how unexpected or intimidating, does not mean danger. Once more, displaced voice addresses you. Chort is no more, and the cube has been returned to the Faceless. You were right. The only way for me to leave the deep caverns was to kill Chort. I was correct. And the two of us meet again. Other events await my, or should I say, our participation. That is why I am here. I am looking for someone who pretends to be one of your own kin but is not. Now, the question of who kind of hides the fact that it's Hadrian Tanner. Who? Hadrian Tanner, as he calls himself. My boss. Just as your lips separate to sound the most obvious question, you hear the answer preceded. Tanner must die. And few but myself can make sure that happens. I am a powerful being, and so is he. We are the same kin, yet he conceals it better. The reason should be obvious. Why do you gotta kill him? He committed a crime. What crime? That does not concern you. So you need me to get to him? No. Tanner is no longer in Southgate Station. He knows I'm after him, and if I'm correct, he should be on his way to North Underrail. Our events are connected. Yours, Tanner's, mine. I do not know why, but I do know that such is the case. As I saw you being an essential participant in the destruction of Chort, perhaps you are also an actor of similar importance or in Tanner's or even in other events. It is an option I would be foolish to disregard. After our conversation comes to an end, I will travel to North Underrail after him. I would recommend you do so too. All the destruction that emerged from events we have witnessed is the consequence of his actions in one way or the other. And his actions are unlikely to deviate from the norm. If you want to prevent similar events from happening, then North Underrail should be your next destination. You will be able to find me in a place called Hexagon. Ask for 6. I've had enough of this. I need some rest. Your kin often exhibits foolishness, placing your petty desires before outcomes more important, drawing conclusions with only personal gain in mind. Do not do the same. The Faceless blockade is no more, and the railroad should be unobstructed. I believe we will share events again. He stopped speaking, his lenses surveying your expression. Ask while you can. What are you and where are you from? I come from far away. That is the best answer I can give you. It is only one you will be able to understand. As for what I am, the things you see will be enough of an answer. Chort referred to you as a high one? Did he? Oh, right, they were going to eat you. It is an archaic term, a distant thought. It does not describe me, but it speaks volumes about this particular manifestation. Far away? Where? Manifestation. It was that fucking thing Ezra told us about in the mines. Ugh. You would not understand it, and you do not need this information. Great. Let's talk about... You say Tanner is pretending to be one of us? You don't seem to care about concealing your appearance. No. Why? It would be meaningless for me to do so. Deception is not what I want. Great. What can you tell me about Tanner? His power is not far from my own, even though, because of his deceptive nature, he is reluctant to reveal it. He hid from me over the course of many events, under different pseudonyms. Every time I revealed him, he vanished. Why won't he fight you? He is powerful, but not as much as I am. Oh, geez. Are you sure he hasn't found a way to increase his power somehow, like Dragon Ball? He tried, but I do not allow him, as you're able to see. He wanted the cube. What's his real name? Okay, I will not reveal that. You told me yours. Yes, names hold power. I revealed mine because it was necessary. Revealing Tanner's is not. Maybe in some different event. What an asshole. You say your mission was to kill Tanner, yet you let him get away so that you can ensure Chort was destroyed. Why? I already told you. It is something I knew was most important, but you didn't know why. Why put so much effort into it when you weren't sure? I was sure it needs to be destroyed. I'm not sure why. There is a difference. I could not explain these things to you even if I wanted to. Your language is incomplete. Hey, neat. Goodbye. Our conversation is done, burger time. Oh, God. I'm glad to know that your people don't need elevators if I ever meet them. They just live in a series of disconnected concrete rooms. I just teleport where I need to go. I know this elevator. This is by Camp Hathor. Pretty rickety be going that far down. Holy shit. The hell is that? Oh, it's an X-Men logo. It doesn't do anything. That's not the entrance to their X-Men hideout. Okay. Let us be on our way. Hello? Things that shouldn't be fighting me? Goodbye. Whoops. Things I didn't want to do. Oh, look at you. Look at all of you. Well, sorry, I kind of know where I am. We still have to get back home. I think we're near Camp Hathor. Oh, yeah. This is SGS. Going up. I have to make my way to a place called Hexagon. Return to Southgate Station and talk to the counselors about the fact that their leader was a wacky magic monster. Sure. Counselors? You mean Gorski and Vera? The two? The important thing is Gorski was totally hamstrung in Core City because I joined the Protectorate instead of helping him. It's me. Burger time. Thank you. Ignore the gaping holes and wounds in my armor. I was only fighting a god. Where's their admin? I think it would be Tanner's office. It's empty. Let's try Vera's office. Did you guys hear that I saved the world? Cheers! The Faceless have been defeated. Okay, that's why. I could use a drink. What's up? How's it going, Burger Time? I've been better. Didn't like deep caverns. Up to admin, I think. This looks more like a meeting room. Hey. From the moment you stepped into the room, Vera's eyes were fixed on you. However, you're aware that the worried look is not only due to your lengthy absence. Burger Time, I'm so glad you're alive. After we heard Protectorate forces were moving toward the Institute of Chort, and not hearing from you for so long, we became really worried. Oh, bullshit, the Protectorate was there. We've yet to determine if I am actually alive. Fuck off, I need some rest. I'm sure you do, and I wouldn't want to delay it any longer, but something happened. Tanner disappeared. What do you mean? He left his office some time ago, and no one has seen him since. No one saw him leave through any of the station's exits, like he vanished. This has never happened before. So many things are happening around South Underrail, and his disappearance worries me. Vera looks at you as if wanting to say something, but that statement seems like it has been replaced by a different one. We still haven't checked his room. Since you're here, I think it's best you do it. Don't you have somebody else to do this? Usually I'd approach Gorski with these kinds of things, but since he's still in Core City, thank God, he can stay there. That leaves you as the one I would trust the most with something this important. All right, I'll go fucking check his bedroom. See Ezra. He'll let you into Tanner's room. Keep your eyes open. Try to find anything at all which might shed some light on what's going on here, okay? Meanwhile, I think it's time I assemble the council. It's just you and Gorski. Return to me once you and Ezra inspect Tanner's room. Can do. Yeah, because Ezra also implied that he knew something about Chort. Have you spoken to Vera? That's why I'm here. I'm ready to go to Tanner's room. Follow me. Okay. Huh. Won't you help me? Why am I going in alone? I wouldn't want to get in your way, Burger Time. Okay. Be cautious, just in case. Do you know something I fucking don't? If I did, I would have told you by now. Thanks, dude. Light switch, turn that on. What's back here? Sex dungeon? A bed. An EMP mine. A supercharged lithium cell. A single throwing knife. I've never seen this before. What is this? You stare at the odd picture in front of you. Its seemingly solid surface is occasionally shifting before your very eyes. And soon you begin to wonder if it's solid at all. Touch it. Your hand comes closer to touching the picture. Ezra's words of caution pass through your mind. You ignore them. A warm sensation pulses through your fingers as they meet the surface and vanish in it. They feel as if you're pushing them through a viscous liquid, and yet they feel so different. Pull your fingers out. Touch the fingers. Push your arm through the picture. Slowly your arm disappears up to the elbow. The warm sensation now travels all the way to your shoulder and slowly proceeds further, creating a feeling similar to numb blood flowing into a numb limb, but more intense. However, after holding this pose for a few more moments, the warmth begins to dissipate, and your arm feels gone. Your mind begins to panic, screaming for the severed limbs. Pain becomes excruciating. Well, I'll just put my arms out with my face. Go through. Despite the burning urge to pull your arm out, you instead push your whole body through. For a brief moment, it felt like you swam through thick, warm liquid, yet you're clean upon passing through. The pain is gone, and you get to the other side whole. Huh. That looks like a sex dungeon. Locked hack. I beat the game. Mask fragments. You see fragments of what appears to be a realistic human face mask. Ooh. Strange panel. Judging by its positioning, this could be some sort of console, but you have no idea how it would function since it has no obvious displays or controls. Right. Well. Hello. I see you found something interesting. Don't do that. We have an agreement. The corner of his lip twists into a barely perceptible smile. Did you know about this picture? No. And still calling it a picture seems rather inadequate based on what I've just seen. Tell me, Burger Time, what was on the other side of this portal? It was a small room with a cell of some kind, 2 desks. There was a chemical set, a number of different chemicals there, along with what appeared to be mask fragments. Ezra absorbs your words but does not produce any response. You know something. The things you describe are familiar to me. Over the years, there were a few instances where I was able to peer into Tanner's mind. Faint shapes of what you described was what I saw. I was quickly removed, however, in every single one of these instances, so I know nothing of the purpose or meaning of those things. Tanner's disappearance is a mystery to me as it is to you, Burger Time, and now I believe it is the time to share your findings with the rest of the council. Okay. He had a weird sex dungeon that he slept in. As you were describing what you saw in Tanner's room, you could clearly make out expressions of growing astonishment on the council members' faces. You finish it. And with that, the room instantly becomes noiseless, as if empty, until old Jonas speaks, who is a counselor? There it is. What are you talking about? What am I talking about? Weren't you listening, woman? This is the moment. The moment when we can finally sit down and discuss the man, if he even is a man at all, who's been a mystery to us for all these years, yet we never dared speak about him. Whatever. I know we're all thinking the same of him. Yes. Tanner was a mystery, as you said, his appearance, his background or lack thereof, and just his presence. He stood out, and it's something I felt as soon as I got here, but no one ever spoke about Tanner, ever. And he was a competent man, so I accepted things as they were. Well, there, it wasn't only you. I remember when Tanner came to the station, I had hair and more teeth, and the epithet of old was far off from becoming stuck to my name. Tanner, he barely looked different than what he looks like now. Maybe it's because of that thing you saw in his room, Burger Time. Tanner barely aged. You people might not have noticed it as much, but I did. I felt the same as Vera and as every single soul in this station, and for a good reason. Tanner was clearly hiding something from us, and a peek into his room, as revealing as it is, poses more questions than answers. I don't know. But at least we can now openly discuss Tanner. I don't disagree with anything said here. Our opinions don't differ. However, we now need to focus on the reason or reasons for his disappearance, and how that will affect Southgate Station. And Burger Time, I feel, has more things to reveal to us about him. Burger Time, you performed quite a few tasks for Tanner recently. Quite a few tasks. Ever since he got here, Tanner's been sending him around. Do you know anything else you feel we should know? Now's the time to talk, Burger Time. Tell us what you know. Well, I could tell you nothing or I could tell you everything. The tasks Tanner gave me were all somehow connected to the mysterious object which was stolen from the Faceless, causing them to invade Core City and the rest of South Underrail. I've learned that the object is a powerful one, and Tanner wanted it for himself. All this has led me all the way to the Deep Caverns, where I finally seen it finally get returned to the Faceless. Are you trying to say Tanner was the one responsible for the invasion? This story gets better and better, but what the heck is the object you're talking about? The object is a power source. I don't know what the Faceless are using it for, but it's definitely something important if they're willing to invade us for it. It's a polyhedron made from some unknown material. It had strange markings and what appeared to be sockets of some kind, which is probably how it connected to whatever it's powering. Incredible. Tanner must have needed that device so badly he was willing to risk an all-out war with the Faceless. There is, however, the question of how he was able to steal it from the Faceless in the first place. Someone must have done it for him, but how the whole theft was accomplished, that I don't know. In any case, you mentioned you went all the way down to the Deep Caverns. I don't want to talk about it. The object somehow ended up in Cortex's research facility from which it was stolen by Chortists. After infiltrating their institute, the Faceless attacked. But the object had already been sent down to the Deep Caverns, so I had no option but to follow it. After infiltrating their institute, cue the highlight reel of me killing them with sledgehammers. Better and better. Would you stop that, Jonas? It seems like everyone wanted this object, including the Enigmatic Institute. Why did the Chortists send it to the Deep Caverns? What do they have there? There was a chort down there. What's a chort? Is one ugly creature, one giant, disgusting, mutated mass of flesh with slimy tentacles sprouting from it. I helped the Faceless fight it. With our forces combined, that didn't happen. I killed it and returned the object to the Faceless. You got a real pair of mighty boulders between your legs. How do you even walk, son? Very carefully. Fascinating. You've seen amazing things in such a period of time, and you live to tell the tale. But this tale presents more questions than answers, and we still don't know who Tanner truly is. What he was going to do with the Faceless device and where he is now. There is a thing or two I've learned that might shed some light on who Tanner really is. Do tell us, Burger Time. I've met this humanoid creature who calls himself Ramumbra. We've met in Deep Caverns for the first time, but it seems we were both involved in all these important events regarding the Faceless object. Can you describe it? He's lean, tall, about as tall as Tanner, and has a prosthetic arm and leg. He wears a metallic-looking mask, and instead of eyes, he has 4 lenses. One other striking feature is that he has 6 digits on each of his hands. As tall as Tanner. Mask. He's a powerful individual, even capable of things like instant teleportation. The technology he wields is far more advanced than anything we've ever seen. Go on. He and Tanner seem to be of the same species from what I understood. Ramumbra wants to assassinate him, and he seems to have been trying to find him for a long time. Now that he's finally discovered him, Tanner slipped away and fled to North Underrail. So what you're trying to say is Tanner's been posing as a human in order to hide from a whatever the hell it is assassin, and now bolted as soon as this Ram Ember sniffed him out. Everything makes sense now. The Faceless object, Tanner's disappearance, that stasis cell in his room, his departure. We still don't know what he was going to do with that gizmo, but I can bet the 5 hair on my head it's related to him not wanting to get zapped by his fellow kinsman. Gentlemen, I think a long meeting is ahead of us. Thank you for everything, Burger Time. The rest of us have a long discussion ahead. You, on the other hand, might want to get some rest. Some good rest. You've done more than enough. Afterwards, you should come to my office, all right? Goodbye. Check my email. It's been a while. Nothing new. Burger Time doesn't really have a lot of friends at SGS. Come to my office, which is administration again. Let's go to medical. I never found that lady. Something tells me they didn't bring her back either, because it's not like I fucking just took the elevator right up. Did you find Laura Baker? How's Laura holding up? She is stable. Unconscious, but stable. Her wounds would have been fatal if not for the Faceless, and to admit, their medicine is something out of this world, so to speak. And besides taking care of her, they even left her a gift. What? The Faceless have implanted a device in her throat which pretty much serves as a replacement larynx, as her own vocal folds have been completely destroyed. I'm not talking about just retaining the ability to speak, but to fulfill two functions that come before speech: preventing food from entering the windpipe and allowing leverage while lifting heavy objects by closing the vocal cords. The device is an engineering miracle, from my perspective at least, but it serves Laura now, so inspecting it further is impossible. Neat. Where the hell are you? Surgeon. If you want to buy something, talk to Pascal. I'm busy. Can I just not see you? She's just missing. Good for her. Oh, no, wait. This is where they'd put the cripples. There she is. She looks lootable. She doesn't look talkable. She doesn't appear to be conscious. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Admin. Oh, that's the meeting room. Okay. Vera. Did you rest well, Burger Time? Fucking first sleep I've had since Deep Caverns. You know I wanted to speak to you? Do you know I wanted to speak to you? No. I wanted to offer something to you. How would you like to become one of the Southgate counselors? Why? South Underrail hasn't been this turbulent ever since the breakup of Biocore. Earthquake, Faceless invasion, United Stations integration, and increasing conflicts between Underrail Protectorate and the Free Drones, to mention a few. After you left, the council discussed you and your recent first-hand experiences throughout South Underrail. We feel what you know would be of great use to our station. That's why we offer you this position, and it's something upon which we all agreed. You don't have to answer right away. Think about this. You'll most likely take over some Tanner's duties. Some of the ones you can manage at first, then, well, we'll get into the details and specifics after you give me a positive answer. Do you want to become a counselor, Burger Time? What does a counselor get? You'll be able to directly influence the future of Southgate Station. Right now, we all live in similar living conditions, so do not expect a significant improvement in that regard. However, you will receive a better pay, respect both in and outside of Southgate Station, and more. I accept. I want to become a Southgate Station counselor. I'm pleased to hear that. We both know that it's the right decision. Another smile escapes her, lasting for a brief moment. I'm sure you'll do excellent work. Great. What happens now? Now you begin. Counselor Burger Time. We're at the Animal House ending. As before and during the Faceless blockade, it was still business as usual in Junkyard. The balance of power between the Black Eels and Scrappers held. Okay. The extraction of the Old World junk and its shipment across South Underrail via the docks ensured that the town would survive in the foreseeable future. With both burrowers and the Rat Hound King out of the way, Hathorians extended their hunting grounds and grew their community. You're welcome. Though you took care of the Faceless problem, Rail Crossing's troubles had only just begun. Oh, shit. Since they lost too many people during the Faceless attack, they had to seek help from the Protectorate. The train carrying the armaments, ammo, and general supplies eventually arrived safely due to your help. You're welcome. Corporal Burger Time. Or did I get promoted? This allowed them to survive multiple attacks mounted by the united Ironhead clans of the surrounding tunnels, but having smelled weakness, the bloodthirsty bandits kept on with their offensive. I destroyed the Ironhead gang. In time, Rail Crossing was forced to ask for more direct assistance from the Protectorate. During the final battle, a platoon of Protectorate soldiers arrived in the nick of time, repelled the invaders, chasing them down and killing most of them, thus saving Rail Crossing. The price of this, of course, was Rail Crossing giving up its independence and integrating into the United Stations. That's fine. I'm okay with that. With the beast dead, Foundry was able to resume its production. You're welcome. Though economically prosperous and safe from outside threats, the city continued to suffer the same health hazards. Ooh, was I supposed to help them with that? As if that was not bad enough for the population numbers, people started just disappearing at an ever-increasing rate. Oh, shit. I thought that was the beast. None were found. This went on for years. The disappearances got so frequent that an average of one person disappeared every week. Almost all were young men. Some sort of sex dungeon thing again. Then one day the disappearances suddenly stopped. That's good. You're welcome. Life in Core City went on as before. Caged by the city's high concrete walls and mesmerized by violent entertainment, workers, merchants, bandits, zoners all struggled onward, while oligarchs played their shadowy games. People still flocked in great numbers to watch Arena, their thirst for blood never quite satisfied. The legend of Paralyzer. A mysterious gladiator who came from nowhere and quickly rose to the title of Invictus would live for years to come. That's Counselor Paralyzer. Southgate Station. Though they suffered a setback through the destruction of Epione Lab, the Protectorate still made a major advancement into the south when it took control of Rail Crossing. We never helped them with the free drones. And though the free drones remained a nuisance, the superior intelligence AG of the Protectorate managed to stay one step ahead of them. If we dealt with them before we did this ending, this might have changed. Maybe. I'm pretty sure it would have. These fuckers. Once the Protectorate soldiers managed to crack the heavy gate and enter the Institute, they found none alive among the carnage. All the bodies of the dead faceless were gone, and the shortists lay where they fell. Except for one. Aiden's body was never found. Ah, shit. And I loaded up with all those guns, too. Following Chort's death, Harmos Starvos led the remaining Rassiforce out of deep caverns. Their discarded uniforms were found in lower Underrail, but it's unknown where they went from there. Huh, maybe I should have killed that guy. Whoops. As for you, you decided to take Tanner's place in the SGS Council as suggested. First as an emergence appointment and later through elections. Vote for Burger Time. Due to your history with the Protectorate, and now that Gorski was out of the way, what? You managed to foster good relationships with this military organization as well as United Stations. Though there were initiatives from both your and Protectorate side for you to integrate into United Stations, there were constant attacks and sabotage that the free drones were carrying out in the junkyard area that made this quite difficult. Ah, that might have changed if I followed through with the Protectorate storyline then. The gangs, fearing for their future should you and the Protectorate unite, embraced Free Drone's mission and began assisting them almost openly, you motherfuckers. The stage was set for war. Are there really that many free drones? Having retrieved their precious artifact, the Faceless retreated back into the depths from which they came. You never discovered the purpose or meaning of the medallion they gave you. It means I'm one of the X-Men. Obviously. Underrail. The Legend of Burger Time and how he became an X-Man. Fun game overall, but well, you were there. You saw me, how much I fucking hated that final dungeon and final boss. Really took me out of it. Everything leading up to that was really fun, though. There is an expansion coming up. I don't know if I'll play it. This left a really the end game left a really sour taste in my mouth. But yeah, there you go. That's Underrail. In the end, well, actually, in the end, we couldn't beat the final boss, but that's what the ending looks like. Thanks for watching.